Well, hello guys, welcome back. I wanted to talk to you about something a bit unusual, and this is going to sound flaky and hokey, but being grateful for failures. Um, and as we work with Loki, I've noticed a lot of times we tend to oversell Loki. What I mean by that is we make it sound like your hard times are over, you found the perfect god, blah blah blah. But, I was thinking, had so many things in my life not happened, I wouldn't be here. Like, when I got out of college, I ended up getting a job at a grocery store. Hated that job. After that job, it was tutoring, and they stopped paying us. So I started writing articles. That stopped paying. In fact, they told us after the company changed and everything, they said, get lost if you want us to keep paying you at this rate. So I was out of that job. Came to YouTube. The first couple months on the other channel, I would be working and I would be literally making a penny, 2 pennies a month. I'm kind of back to that on that channel, but that's okay. And that channel didn't work out. I think what somebody did, meaning well, if they signed me up for a bot, the sub numbers blew up, but I never had any actual viewers. Then I ended up over here. And I had to do the really hard work on my relationship with Loki. I thought we had a really good relationship, as you guys have seen over like the past year. We had ups and downs, and we have fights like anyone else, and we have times when that's it, I'm never serving Loki again. And excuse me, coffee break. I just had one of those wow moments, because what I do, and this is probably why I don't have any friends, is I go around wherever I am and I do videos out loud. I shouldn't do that. I try not to do it around people because I'm sure it scares the hell out of them, but I do the video out loud, and this is one of those corny things where you only see it in the movies where the person goes wow, because I went wow, because I realized, had any of that stuff been different, had the grocery store been a wonderful place to work, had they had the staff they needed, and had they actually paid me for the hours I worked, I'd probably still be there. Had the tutoring company been a legit tutoring company, I'd probably still be there, and I'd probably be still making money, good money. Had the other channel taken off, I would have never got to this channel. I would have never got to the level of the relationship I have with Loki. And that's just, it's kind of amazing, because we're supposed to want to go from job to job to job to make more money, more money, more money, and it isn't quite what happened, obviously. But had it worked out any differently, had I stayed at any of those other jobs, I may have never met Loki as Loki. He needed certain openings. Had I been making money doing that stuff, I certainly would never be on YouTube. And if I had never started this channel, I wouldn't have the relationship I have with Loki now. I wouldn't have met any of you the way I've met you now. And it was kind of amazing, because I've been thinking lately about, all the things you've done, and would you do anything differently about your past if you could? And like, I was thinking today, like, I got the VR, which I share with you guys as often as possible, but not to the point to make you guys sick. That kind of let me know it was time to leave the other channel, because if you cannot impress people on a video game channel with VR, you know your channel's dead. You just know. And so that got me over here. And that got me appreciating the VR more, because for video game people that watch video game channels, they're very spoiled. They're used to VR. That's no big deal to them. They don't think it's special. They kind of think they're entitled to see it, And it's refreshing to have the change, not just from people feeling entitled, but from a place where I realized it wasn't working for me to a place where it's at least sort of kind of working for me. A little. Sort of. Some days. But yeah, and Loki kind of helped me realize that, because he knows if he gives me long enough, I'll eventually stumble towards the answer. Because I was wondering today, why have I done all the stuff I've done in my life? Why couldn't I keep that job at the grocery store? Well, they fired me. And why couldn't I keep my job tutoring? They stopped paying me. Why couldn't I keep my job as a writer? They said hit the bricks unless you want to go back to making nothing. No, I'm really good with getting a paycheck like every 6 months, maybe, sometimes. And had the other channel taken off, and there was totally nothing I could do there. So everything works out for a reason. I know it's weird for me to say this. I know we'll be okay, but I don't know how. Literally. I mean, it seems like my college debt keeps going back up. I think I'm paying below the minimum payment, but I'm paying what I can afford. And all this other stuff. And sometimes it can seem really hard, but I know Loki. He does always manage to feed you. He does always manage to put clothes on your back and have a roof over your head. Maybe not in the grand style you're told you should want, but he does manage to take care of his people. So I wasted a lot of time over the last couple years worrying about stuff, but you know, that's my nature. I worry about everything. I think every Gemini does. I think we're the people that have mild panic attacks for absolutely no reason other than we're Geminis and we know everything that could go wrong because we'd probably cause it. But I wanted to share that with you because it was really eye-opening moment that, you know, I'm not here because I failed at all this other stuff. I'm here because I was fortunate enough to have these failures, if you want to call them failures. And that's what opened the path to here. Had any one of those things gone the other way, I wouldn't be here. I'd be working in hot foods, or I'd be tutoring, or I'd still be writing, or God knows what, or be playing video games on the other channel, buying all this crap, and I'd have like FNAF stuff falling, you know, off the ceiling. So, you know, everything works out for a reason. We might not always like the reason. It's kind of like It's a Wonderful Life where he ends up in that town, you know, if you've seen that. And he's really not happy. He feels he's gotten a raw deal because here he is in a stupid town with this stupid family. Not that he doesn't love his family, but he had so many wonderful plans for his life. And look at this stupid life he has. It really sucks. And he actually did have a wonderful life. He had a family. He had a town that cared about him. I can't imagine this town would do that for me if I lost that much money. But yeah, it was... I don't want to say something corny like it's been a wonderful life, but I'm where I'm meant to be. Knowing Loki, he was pulling strings all the time and making sure I got fired, especially from that cooking job, because oh my god, guys, that was terrible. I could tell you horror stories. We could exchange horror stories about how I was doing the work of 6 people and working double shifts and getting paid for a single shift because they said everything else was overtime, and I didn't qualify for overtime. I hated that job so much, guys. So yeah, so I'm in a pretty good place. I was down a little bit because the friend I visit, she goes, well, are you gonna get a job when this Dollar General comes in? Man, I'm not even in good enough shape to walk up her every day, let alone put in a 12-hour shift on my feet. So no, of course I'm not gonna get a job. But we'll see. Something will work out, guys. It always does. So if you like what you see, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and maybe take some time to think, what failures have you had in your life? And I don't think you should see them necessarily as a bad thing. Don't see failure as a good thing. Get kind of excited like a scientist does. You found the one approach that doesn't work. Good, go do something else. I know that sounds pretty glib. I can assure you the day I lost my job, I was crying my eyes out. I was so angry because you guys know I hate to fail, but, you know, celebrate your failures sometimes because they've got you where you are, and that's maybe a wonderful place. You may be looking at it wrong. So, you know, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. If you are not getting notifications, there's a notification bell down there. If you hit it, it'll tell you, do you want partial notifications? Do you want them all? Do as you will. So, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.